what's happening, YouTube? You know, if y'all have been tapped in with the NBA lore as of recently, allegedly, Terry Rozier and the Chauncey Billups dude, I think he's a head coach for the Trailblazers. They got what's the word? They got they was betting on fucking games, bro. That's the easiest way to put it. They was betting on games and shit. They was trying to get their money up, even though they're already millionaires. It doesn't make sense to me, but hey, I'm finna learn more about it. Are we finna learn more about it type shit, you know what I'm saying? Let's get into the video.
Lillard. But these are two separate cases just announced that both involve NBA players and coaches.
I heard it has some shit to do with the mafia too.
The first...
And I don't know what the fucking mafia is. Y'all know what the fucking mafia is, bro? Because I don't know. Only mafia I know is Mafia-thon, bro. Shout out Castanet, my nigga.
This one we already knew about, but got new details on, including illegal betting with the Los Angeles Lakers. The other case is new. It's a poker game that Chauncey Billups played in. So who cares? It's poker. Actually, it was a bit more than that. These were rigged games connected to the mafia. So when someone didn't pay, they would threaten violence.
Wow.
Even held a guy at gunpoint who refused to give them what they wanted.
Wow.
But is Chauncey really guilty? Well, can you believe 2 years ago, a pro poker player called Chauncey out on his podcast, said they knew the game was rigged but couldn't prove it.
There was this game, it started in LA and then it came to Vegas.
Did they say poker podcaster? That's a thing? Okay.
For a few days. Keep it going. And it was all built around Chauncey Billups. It obviously was for sure confirmed to be cheated, but there's just no recourse. Well, it's tough too whenever you're dealing with somebody like high profile like that, because it's like, this guy beat charges. You think he cares about you calling him a cheater?
Yeah. He beat what charges?
Wow. And that was 2 years ago. Chauncey is cooked. But at the same time, I have to acknowledge, these two cases aren't directly connected, so why announce them together? And why now? Some people are accusing the FBI of being biased against the NBA, trying to send them a message about how they speak and not going to the White House after you win a championship, huh? Well, the FBI director was asked about that to his face.
Really?
But let's start with the sports betting, because that's the really big one that affects the league.
Let's start there.
Info was used to place bets on the Hornets, Magic, Blazers, Lakers, and Raptors.
Okay, so really the shitty teams besides the Lakers, basically. That's why I hear.
Of course, we already knew about the Raptors. That was Jonte Porter. Sportsbooks noticed weird betting patterns on Porter's underprops, huge red flag, so they reported it to authorities who then made arrests. Now, Porter said that he told associates that he was going to leave a game early so that the bet would cash. Well, now the FBI says Rozier did the exact same thing. March 23rd, 2023, gambling is on the Hornets. Rozier told people who leave early about $200,000 worth of bets hit.
Damn.
But what about those other teams, the Blip?
But I ain't gonna lie though, if you're an NBA player and you're Terry Rozier, I think I play 2K, so Terry Rozier's contract is about $30 million per every 2 years, so $15 million per year. That's besides the point. My nigga, what the fuck? Like, if you're an NBA player, what do you want to bet on yourself to do good, not bad, bro? This nigga bet on himself to do bad on basketball. What sense does that make, you know?
Blazers,
I feel like it would be the opposite.
Well, the FBI says that Rozier and Damon Jones, an ex-assistant coach, would use inside info. The exact wording was, they misused information obtained from long-standing relationships with coaches and players to pass along betting information. So Damon Jones was a teammate with LeBron in Cleveland. Then he coached him in 2016. So Damon Jones was a teammate with LeBron in Cleveland.
LeBron's some Diddy shit, bro.
Then he coached him in 2016. He was his personal shooting coach, okay?
He was LeBron.
Finds out that LeBron is going to sit against the Bucks last year. Sure enough, nope.
I remember that. I remember Damian Jones. He was a nigga in the bubble. I know him.
LeBron
I did
and
know
that bet
him.
hits. Then he gets info on Anthony Davis. And what happens next is actually kind of funny. So the indictment says that he learned from AD's trainer that AD was going to be out February 9th against the Thunder. So he then texts a guy named Eric Ernest, who pays Jones a $2,500 fee for the information. Ernest then gives that info to another guy who places a $100,000 bet against the Lakers. Then AD not only plays, but he plays his regular minutes and plays great. Lakers win, and the bet loses. Ernest then texts Damon Jones like, what the heck? I want my money back. But Jones or Rozier would have info on who wouldn't play on the Blazers March 24, 2023, and they knew that every Magic starter was going to sit April 6th. The FBI says information on who wouldn't play came from a Magic player with a relationship to a defendant and was bet on. But Chauncey also gave info to that same
A Magic player who, what? I'm gonna just guess it was, let me guess the poorest nigga on the team. I can't think of him. I don't know.
Gambling Connect on his own team, the Blazers. Check this from the FBI. On March 24, 2023, the Blazers played the Bulls. Prior to the game, their record was 32-40, out of playoff contention. Co-conspirator 8, that is Chauncey, told the defendant Eric Ernest that the Trailblazers were going to be tanking, so Billups told Ernest before the news was publicly announced, several of the Blazers' best players, including player 1, would not be playing in that game. I looked at Damian Lillard. That was the first game that he sat when they tanked. The information they'd be tanking and not playing Damian Lillard was not available to the public, so he gave inside info on his own team. That is banned for life type stuff. But he was also charged in this mafia poker game thing. The way that worked was ex-athletes were used to draw in these fish.
Now, what y'all think, though, bro? I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy as shit, bro. Imagine, bro, your own coach is giving, like, your own coach is telling other niggas that you're gonna lose the games, bro. Imagine how that feels. Shit. Chauncey Billups, man.
They're like rich old guys with a ton of money who want to play against ex-athletes, right? So the FBI says that Chauncey would lure these fish in, but the mafia already had the whole game rigged.
Is this the mafia right here? Is she a part of the mafia?
They already knew what cards everyone had at the table. The way they did it was they used a rigged shuffler, an x-ray table, so if you had the cards down it knew what cards it was, and a camera inside the chip holder. Then they would relay that info to people at the table and tell them exactly how to play. They stole about $7 million in total from these fish guys. So this is a big announcement with a lot of guys from the NBA. So why are people saying it's political? Well, let's start with the fact that the NBA as a whole is not the most friendly to this administration, right? In 2017, the Warriors were the first team to refuse a White House visit after winning their championship with Trump in office. And speaking of Trump, Steve Kerr, Greg Popovich frequently go off on him. Pop once called him a soulless coward and a, quote, pathetic individual, a small man who has to make everybody around him smaller, so he thinks he's going to be bigger. Well, that's not very nice. But during the pandemic, the NBA, by far the most outspoken league, which led Trump to call them basically a political organization. So the theory is he is now going after them for speaking out all these years against him. But where is the evidence of that?
That's crazy, bro. What I will say is, how the fuck does them betting on their own, like, team have to do with them getting arrested? Like, doesn't that just ban it from the NBA? Why are they getting arrested for this shit, bro?
Well, these are two completely separate cases. The mafia was behind the poker game, not the prop betting thing. That was just a group of shady gamblers. The connection was Billups and Damon Jones. They seem like two shady friends doing shady things.
Is that Diddy, nigga?
Billups and Damon Jones. They seem like two shady friends.
That's Puff. Okay.
Doing shady things.
Is it?
But the FBI makes it sound like it's this big NBA conspiracy.
Today we are here in New York to announce a historic arrest across a wide-sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Cosa Nostra.
Okay, La Cosa Nostra is the mafia. He's putting their names together. The NBA and La Cosa Nostra. Like they're in on it together. These are two completely separate cases. But when asked again, he said this.
This is the insider trading saga for the NBA.
What is the sports betting or the poker games? Why would you not make that distinction unless you're trying to make the NBA look bad? So yes, the FBI wants to make sure the entire NBA looks bad here, no question. I mean, what other reason is there to do this now? Rozier investigation been going on 2 years. It wraps up now when the season starts. But at the same time, these guys look guilty as hell. We could see a coaching Hall of Famer plus another player get banned.
Coaching Hall of Famer? My ass, nigga. What the fuck? You're lying. Now that right there, I don't accept liars, bro. There's no reason to lie. The Cho brother, no, that's not what's happening. He's not a Hall of Famer at all. What I will say is, I don't know, man. It's kind of interesting.
For life. Now, I know a lot of people say legal gambling is to blame, but shady stuff has been going on for years. We only know about this from legal gambling. Sportsbooks caught Jontay Porter unders.
Yeah, man. It's hard to believe if Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier, they could not be the only niggas to do this shit, bro. There had to be more people.
Reported to the FBI that never happened before legalization, all underground. So this whole thing is deeper and more messed up than we thought. We'll just see if other names come out once these guys start talking to the FBI. But how about some good news? The NBA season did just start and the Rockets looked great despite Kevin Durant having an off game. It looks like they need just one more trade to actually contend. So what kind of trade could they make?
Nah, nigga, fuck that. We trying to figure out who the fuck what's going on, man. Nigga, fuck Kevin Durant. Niggas getting arrested, B. Niggas is getting out. Niggas is giving life sentences and shit, bro. This is some real business. I ain't gonna lie, bro. What do y'all think about this shit? I think this is some bullshit. I think they're just trying to distract us from the Epstein files. Yeah, I said it, the Epstein files, my nigga. Honestly, because who the fuck cares about this illegal gamble shit? This doesn't affect anybody, bro. They got bigger fish to fry. The FBI, they have way bigger fish to fry. You think we give a fuck about Terry Rozier betting on the game? You're wrong. Right? Who gives a fuck? Let's be honest. But, yeah, free Terry Rozier, free my nigga Chauncey, free my nigga Damien. Alright, drop a like if you want to. Leave a like. Drop a like if you enjoy. Follow my Twitch, Marco Motion, link in bio. Ah! Out, this motherfucker.